This week, what would be the topic? It is another important thing, gut health, right? Okay, why gut health today? Why am I covering this gut health, a important topic, but why am I covering this in the basics itself? Because gut health determines who you are. That is why we always deal with, we don't fix cravings. Some people, right? We know many nutritionists, what they say, if you're craving for sweet, then replace it with dates, fig, or something healthier option. But what I would suggest is fix the root cause. See, one thing, gut. When we heal our gut, when we fix our gut, our immunity improves. Our emotional state improves. And yes, that is mutually connected. Emotional state is connected with gut, and gut is connected with emotional health. That is why I always say stress or sleep management is not only just sleeping or resting, it is beyond that. Only when we sleep well, 50% of our stress issues will go out when we sleep for 7 to 8 hours. A good quality sleep, by the way. When that is fixed, again, our gut is fixed. When our gut is fixed, everything is fixed. See, how would it be? Imagine, like, even if you are, I knew there were situations in my family when we all will be suffering with that same viral things. We'll be like wondering who will be able to take care of us. See, if you are healthy and you are able to take care of everybody else in your family in a better way, how would that feel? And always, when your health is not interrupting you in the work you do, in the goal you focus on, whatever things you will, everybody will have the desire, right? We'll be thinking, oh, I want to be here, I want to attain this, I want to complete this. If your health, your gut is behaving in a better way, and if you're not suffering with any kinds of aches, pains, any health issues, interpretation coming in, then how fast you will be able to achieve your goals. Imagine an uninterrupted month without sickness. How would that feel? That is what is the real health. Almost every one of us here need that, right? We are all seeking for that. We want. Your desire may not be health. Your desire may not be that six pack body or that muscular body. But everybody's desire would be to attain something in life, to have a better relationship, to have a better career, to do something in better purpose, right? But if you want to do all these layers, the base thing is your health, your gut health, especially. Because, yeah, what I mean by health, if your gut is fixed, everything is fixed. If your gut is fixed, if your metabolism is improved, then your weight loss will happen naturally. Which one in our body determines that gut health? The main thing, whenever we talk about gut, what is that one thing? Anybody
Constipation.
here?
Without any constipation, daily we have to.
Yes, yes. Yeah, actually, the basics of gut health is gastritis, acidity, constipation. Those three, and yeah, we do have irritable bowel syndrome, all the other things also. But these three are the basics of everything. So, yeah, but what determines it? The gut bacteria. The gut bacteria plays a major role in determining our gut health. So, how important is gut bacteria? Everyone are talking about gut bacteria, good bacteria, bad bacteria. What is it? And how is that happening? To make this simple and not getting into the complete science part, I'll put it this way. Gut bacteria is like our mind. There would be two voices to us, right? One always getting into the fear. நடக்கலனா இது இப்படி பண்ணலனா இப்படி ஆயிடுச்சுனா one voice, no, you will be able to do. And the voice, but we'll be always listening to the second voice, the fear voice. The same kind of thing happens in our gut also. There are two kinds of bacteria. All the good bacteria would be in the large intestine. Okay, so when we eat something, the food digestion happens here, and the rest would get into this large intestine where the good bacteria would be there, and the the rest things, right, the waste, that will feed the good bacteria. Good bacteria will have that food here. But when we eat simple carbohydrates, no fiber foods, when everything, every digestion is completed here, and there is no food for our good bacteria, then what eventually happens? The bad bacteria comes into here and start feeding these things. That is why our digestion gets impacted. And this is a simple story I would like to share with you. There is a more science into it, which I can maybe if you are interested, we can have a separate special session, or in Numi Mastery, I'll be covering the complete science part of it. But for now, it is like the the food for good bacteria is from fiber. Okay, good bacteria gets food from fiber. If we don't eat any fiber, there is no food for good bacteria, and that is again, that bacteria is going to come inside, feed your things in the small intestine, and eventually becoming a bad bacteria. So see, imagine like this: if your good bacteria does not get any food, it is going to die, and when that is going to die, bad ones are going to increase, feeding it from here. That is what is actually happening. Most of that is why I always recommend to take complex carbohydrates, because that has a fiber in it. I always recommend, don't eat a meal without fiber. Have some kind of fiber. If you're not able to do it that day, make sure to have it on the other meal also. If in morning you are having only bread or some maida things, you are not able to have any fiber, make sure to have a fiber rich food during your second meal, at least. In that way, you'll be able to balance things out. But for every meal, having a fiber will complete the process in a proper way. It will not feed yourself, it will feed your bacteria as well. I said about fiber, the importance of fiber. And the other important thing is fermented foods. Actually, fiber is needed for managing your gut. Fermented foods are needed to increase your good gut bacteria. Increase your good gut bacteria, we need that fermented foods, because in fermented foods we have that live good bacteria. So when we consume that, that is going to increase our good bacteria. When our good bacteria increases, our bad bacteria will decrease. It's like an army of soldiers, an army of terrorists. So when our army people here or increases, their capacity increases, they will be attacking all the terrorists. They will be occupying that space, right? That is how it would be. When you start increasing your good bacteria, that plays a major role in attacking that bad bacteria and sending that out. So to increase that, simple. What is simple? What one food we eat daily is a simple thing to increase our gut bacteria.
Good.
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 Yes.
Yogurt.
Yeah. Make sure to have at least 1 to 2 cups of curd per day. At least have one cup of yogurt. It can be Greek yogurt or no flavored one, but all the plain things or whatever things we eat have. And also make sure to have the drink of buttermilk. Summer for people in India, right? So during that time, you can have buttermilk as your go-to drink. You can fill your bottles with buttermilk. That way, you'll be slowly able to increase your gut health. Yes, there are many other things, many other fermented foods. I know some people nowadays are lactose intolerant, so you can go. You can have that. You can have that kimchi. All those things created, right? We have Japanese fermented food also, and Korean, Chinese. There are many varieties. In India itself, we do have that cabbage. What would they call that? Sosara, something. So you can go and you can explore what are the kinds of fermented foods. People in different regions, what are they eating? You can eat even simple pickle, homemade pickle, without that kind of strong vinegar and salt. Whatever we have it, we homemade things, right? That pickle also we can have, and our fermented foods like our kanji, palayasoru, everything. But make sure not to have that fermented white rice one during our weight loss journey. Okay, if you are done with your weight loss journey, to in your, if you are in the maintenance phase, then you can have it. But until then, that calorifically that is much higher. So I don't encourage during this time. But you can have all these ragi, everything fermented, ragi kanji and all we'll be having, right? We'll be making that kali, and we can put it in buttermilk or in water with some curd. We can keep it overnight fermented, and then in the morning we can have it as a drink also. That way, any kind of fermented food. Seeing the fermented food hereafter, it has to be like, oh, this is a blessing. We have to feel like that when we start eating like that. Yes, definitely, the quickest way to fix our gut is using our using fermented foods. So make sure to have for long term fix fiber in every meal, and as a fast track, you can have the fermented foods in your daily thing. It's not like if one day if I'm not able to have, that is okay, but still make sure majority of your days, 90 days, 95 days, make to have I mean plan to have your fermented foods. Don't avoid for a longer time. Fermented food will fix the damage we make. That's it. Because we'll never be able to skip all the sweets. We'll never be able to be that 100% perfect diet, right? So we should be having this also to compensate. So yes, I think I have covered. I think I have not gone in a flow which I prepared, but some way I have covered everything, I guess. So let me see one more time. Yes, one other important thing. Yeah, as I spoke about allergies, right? Allergies are the result of our inflammation happening. So the inflammation is also the another side effect of this gut issue. So yeah, so whatever diet we follow, right? Whatever diet we follow, we can give it n names. The one important name I would like to give that is anti-inflammatory diet. Whatever diet method we are following, it is anti-inflammatory. That way, if the inflammation reduces, your gut health improves. And if your gut improves, your allergies decrease, your immunity becomes better. Everything is in a cycle, actually.